Gremlin here with Hunter. Welcome back to FlatWorld. Sun's setting, isn't it? That's okay, we'll get to it. So last time we got the kelp farm, the auto kelp farm, ultimately, set up. I don't know when I slept last thinking about it. Haven't really been in here lately. Other stuff going. Satisfactory got an update, so we've really been looking at that. Let go of me. We should get an update in here sometime in the next couple of weeks. I hope. I would think. Anyway, yeah, we got the auto kelp. So that's kind of off our to-do list, except it kind of is our to-do list because we had kelp left to do apart from bedrocking, which there's 0 point filming bedrocking ever. That's done. The bedrocking is just going down and getting rid of the grass and dirt so that we just have a bedrock surface that nothing spawns on in the shadows. But there was a reason I wanted the kelp thing, and I honestly don't know if we have enough kelp. Oh, I also don't know if I haven't. I'm going to want some comparators, repeaters, a crafter, hoppers, boxes, redstone, a bunch of stuff.
Okay, I'm working on it.
Okay. Yeah, so about this, we could, if it turns out this isn't enough, because we really have 2 4s, 10, 20 units of kelp going on, that'll probably get burned through literally pretty quickly. But about the bedrocking, if this is 275, this goes all the way to 0 down there, so that's times 2 is 550 more. We can, and then we can always double back with it if we have to add even we can have enough kelp. I'm not going to bother filming getting enough kelp, building the whole thing bigger than this. That would be a lot, but it is a possibility we can do it. So what we actually want to do here is lose this box, which has that much in it so far. Doesn't really matter. Replace it with hoppers coming more out, going somewhere into dropper tower to go up a couple of meters and drop kelp. Oh, I haven't really discussed this. If you take kelp, fresh, wet kelp, throw it in here, cook it, you will get dried kelp soon, like that, which itself is a food, although I wouldn't bother eating it. Oh, these have to go. We're not going to have room for what I want to do with it. We can move these over. Once I have 9 of these, out of 4, if they went into a crafter, where a crafter is like this thing, is getting, because the cacti happen, get mulch, become bone meal. That becomes come on. 9 of those become cube, and then we have stored up bone meal. We can do the same thing with kelp and make a kelp cube block thing. So if I have 9 of these and like a crafting table, I gotta grab some stuff anyway. We should be able to cook the kelp that's wet. Dried kelp is this, which becomes this, which itself is not food anyway. You can break it up and eat it. But now that's a fuel source. Find some things that are going to be handy for me. That would be good. That would be good. What else do I want?
Also making a bunch of boxes.
Yeah, that would help. I don't see anything else in here that's going to help, so I got what I have. Oh, maybe that. And then we'll figure out what else yeah, you can do that. So, yeah, if we... I have a starting point. I'm alright. So if we go over here and build out... I don't have any dirt. I could probably use some for a reason. A couple of reasons. If we build out a bit and get, I don't know how much I'm going to want. Let me get back over here, hang on. Okay, so from here, if we had, droppers off to the side. Anywhere reasonable, really, I think. I can do it right here. So if that's a dropper and we don't have hoppers going into the dropper, like that, which will replace this box at some point. We need to go up that much, and it's just going to be a system like this, really. So that goes up to the level of, so we need to go up one more, I think one more. Which actually is kind of a stupid little, I can almost just use like an observer for this. This will be fine. With that done, if I figure, I got one of your seeds. If I had these, it's fine. If I don't like how much redstone's right there. If I, no, it's going to have to be like that. Put that down. Put down one of these guys. Throw that going into it. Kill this. Quick clock. I still don't have any comparators.
Oh, check my box.
Nuts. Let me see this first. There's a reason I got this dirt. If I, damn it. There's whatever the hell is on the ground at this point. Moon rocks. Did you get one, or we did drop it?
I got one.
Okay, we had 10. That's all I really... If we need dirt, it'll be because we want to build out... Because I might need room for something here. Anyway, if... Comparator... If we have one here and here... And probably put some... glass onto this thing to keep... Oh, I need something in it, though. Well, you know what? I have that. Let me have, a couple of those. Throw a kelp in there so it does its job. I had redstone torches. One goes there and one goes there. And then, if I have this like this, it'll throw stuff that isn't in there yet up. Ultimately into a hopper going over above an oven. So, about the oven. If I had a jump block... So we're going to come out here. The oven can probably just be like right there. It's fine. I don't see why not. It doesn't really matter too much exactly where it is as long as it works. Hopper. Doing like this, which is going to be easy enough. If I'm in a vine. It's like that. Now... Oh, ick. Okay, go over here first. Well, maybe. One way or the other, I can't have the hopper on top of a hopper. That's the problem. If we go over here somewhere, doesn't matter that we... Did you make a crafter?
Yes, should be one in there.
Because we use that. If we go around, these torches are kind of optional. We don't really need this many. So far we have... That can happen anytime, huh? Might as well get it over with while it's cheap. Plus, it'll kind of test something for me. Those are flashing. Are they going up here? Damn it. Yeah, that's happening. Good. So that gets wet kelp into the oven. It will... Oh, give me... I have a... I don't have... I need one. Hang on. Grab one of these guys. Because I want to be able to shut this oven off if we use kelp to cook kelp. There is a non-zero chance, in fact a fairly decent non-zero chance, that one day we'll be using 9 kelp to cook 1 kelp. and it's stupid, and we don't want that. So this can go there, where I guess it might shut that off, but it's really the same thing. It's fine. Nighttime, you can sleep this time.
Okay.
Somewhere, I guess probably that we'll just do this. And that means that back here we're going to have output going somewhere. And output's going to be to a crafter. That's the point. So we know that this is like this. If we go... Oh, you're building out good. If we go... I think probably... Really? If we set that there... Have a... Nope. Terrible idea. Don't ever do that. There was no room for that right there. If we have this, we can just and go around the corner with this stuff. Make sure we're good on that. That should be good. Now if we have a comparator coming out and repeater going in and redstone going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 should be enough to compile dried stuff once it comes out, which it's not doing. I have that with me though, so that's handy. Then, if hoppers went into the back of this, or the side of this thing, really. This, not like that. Like this, so I'm not layering hoppers and having that problem. Should be good. Why is that one? Oh, I'm going to use that later. In fact, well, we'll get there, yeah. Output from here needs to go into another dropper at some point. Just leave myself enough room to make this happen. That's right there, which is really handy. So let's go right there and just placeholder it. It goes in like this. And that's going to be a whole nother... thing here. So if we have that, and that, I thought oh, because I did the kelp thing. And that, and that. All right, now we have to think altitude. So here's what's happening so far. Kelp grows, does that, comes in here, goes up here, goes down here, gets cooked when it happens, comes out of here, goes into this to get cubed. Cubes go over here, get thrown up the same way as that, which is already happening. To the point, we don't need to do a sorter for this because it's really going to be nothing but kelp in this one oven. That's never going to cook anything but kelp. So, input for... Let's do this with it, because it doesn't have to be this tall, but yeah, it does. It really kind of does. You'll see in a minute why it does. Nope, I don't like that. I mean, it could be that, I just don't like it. If this were in line with this thing, I'd be happier. So that can go straight into that thing, come back this way. I'm going to back into the thing in a sec. One of these, one of these, one of... So really it's the same system. Fine. Put that there, put these here. That's got the kelp in it, so that's handy. Just trying to decide if I'm wrong. Stuff, it's already going in here, so we have that part handled. Oh, Yeah. Bring this without going over a different hopper because we don't want this to get... That can just go right there. So now, what ought to happen... This happens, goes this way, goes in there, gets cooked by kelp. We'll get there in a sec. Cooked kelp, apart from the kelp we use to cook it, falls down here, gets compiled. Compilation comes out to here. Gets thrown up. At this point, I think it goes that way first, I want to say. Into the side of the oven, which gives us more kelp. And when that's full... it'll start going over this way into this, which currently is full of lava buckets because we're using lava for stuff. But to get this started, we can just grab lava buckets, or I can just do what I'm doing. Let me just throw this in. Let me just test this. If I throw this here to be sure, is that going to go in there and start cooking stuff? So it's already been annihilated because it's turned into fire. I don't know offhand how many leaves this cooks, how many things it cooks. I guess I'm counting at this point. That was 1. Here comes 2. The fire's still pretty strong, so that implies at least 9, maybe more. That was 2. 3. And then those 3 should be in here by now. 3.5. 4. How many things does this cook? This is doing better than I thought it would. It might be like... That's 5. And it really hasn't died down at all. Oh, here comes 6 when I'm going to pause this and look it up, because I don't know the answer. Hang on. It can be used as a fuel. I knew that part. I don't know what the hell... I don't see how many it cooks. I'm sure it's a number. There's an achievement, but I think that might be... No, that might be... I thought it was bedrock. Maybe it's... We'll see. What the hell do you... $20. 20's good. Okay. Let's go with 20. So that means... Yeah, so there's that. I don't know how many we're up to. Presumably... Well, wait. And now that's in place. Yeah, that worked. It just, while we weren't here, it worked. So that's 14 so far. 6 more, and then that'll get used up, produce 20 more, and it just goes on. And then, I don't think it's going to be going over here yet, which is fine because there's no room for it. But when this is full, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, it should start rolling that way until there's space for one, because it's a self-fueling system, but that also means it's cannibalistic. So there's that to consider. I didn't get an achievement for cooking with this, did I? How would you get that? Because you have to like physically place it in there. Is that important?
There's an achievement?
It looked like it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think I got it. I don't have it. Alright, well, so that's underway. And, yeah, my only issue now is going to be whether... If that's full... And we had probably close to 2 rows, so we probably had like 16 stacks of this stuff, maybe less. There's 1, 5, 10... Is this still... Oh, wow, it's still happening. That's the problem. So... There's 7... 7, and roughly 4 is 11, 16, 21, 22. That's about right. That's about what we had. I mean, plus what's happening as we're working. It'll work. And there's 1 in there now because it used up the 1 and started cooking the next. Means now we've got whatever's in here plus 2 in a minute. Whenever that happens, 1 more. And then this will flash that it has 1, but it'll also make a block out of it. And then that block is going to go through the system and end up right there. That's that. And as it fills up, it'll start stacking up to go in here. And then we just basically stop using lava for this thing. We do have use for the lava. It doesn't hurt us to have it. We can, at some point, we should be getting, we should be kicking up, upgrading to 121.6 in like, well, by the end of the month. It's June the 11th now. This will actually go out on the 15th, I want to say. No, that would make... I'm trying to think. I'm not doing well with thinking. It will be 14th. This makes more sense. Somewhere probably on a Tuesday, so either the 17th and like 3 days after this, or the 24th. There is no 31st. We should pick up to 121.6, which should give us a lot of things, but primarily happy gastlings. We're able to make those right now as far as materials go, but we don't have the process. Once we have that ability, we'll have basically a hot air balloon we can steer and carry stuff like boats full of villagers and stuff. In the overworld, we can make one in the end because you use water to make it. Can't use water to make one in the nether, but with enough might even have some. Well, actually, we can just go into the nether or the end and get stuff. But if we had a lot of obsidian, we could make a nether portal like that thing in the distance there, big enough to fly a gas through. The opposite procedure of getting the achievement for is that another thing?
Uneasy Alliance. It's probably near the tier.
I'm trying to think what the hell it looks like. The what?
The gas tier.
That's destroyed. Yeah.
Oh.
Rescue. So we haven't. We haven't even done that, which is odd. We can get it gassed out into the overworld, and then once it's out, you just shoot it till it dies. It doesn't take much.
I can't find an achievement for cooking with.
Hey, it might have been Bedrock then. I don't know. It kind of looked like it was, but I didn't see that it said so. With lots of lava, we can make, or we can, how's that going to work? I will point out exactly. We have a minute. This is, if you want to stay here, it'll keep this thing operational, okay. I suppose. I'm going to wander. I'm going to drop some stuff off real quick first. Is your box still somewhere?
Yes.
It has ladders in it, right?
Yes.
I could use some ladders. So if you stay here and keep that thing active, we'll find out in the end roughly what we got done. I'm going to go in here because I got 7 minutes to get away with something. Go up here. So yeah, first of all, we could smuggle in a little wacky wall crawler, happy gas corpse into the end. Dunk it in the water. After like 20 minutes, it'll hatch or whatever, reconstitute, rehydrate. It grows up and then grows more. It grows up to the size of a gas, which is like another 10 or 20 minutes. Put a saddle on it. You can ride it around like it's a big like it's a, Northropy, Quetzalcoatlus Northropy in Ark. Am I about to do this all wrong? No, this is right. It's gotta be. No, I did it wrong. I didn't have to come up there. The more I was heading for the end, and we don't have to go across the ceiling for that, do we? So, actually, let's just do this the right way. If I just go this way, I'll get to the end. Probably. We haven't really been back to the Blaze factory here, have we?
I don't think so.
I haven't seen it lately.
I might go back in later and start harvesting more quartz blocks because
Yeah, we can always use that. Well, one of the reasons to get a happy ghast is to rework there's where these guys happen if I'm close enough. I built up a safety box, kind of. That's a blaze spawner. They should spawn here in a sec whenever they do. Just any, millennium now. Wake up.
They
There.
Yep.
And they go down and you just go down and you swat him with a sword. Oh, I don't want him. So, but over here is going to be the end. That portal over there, which is guarded by another one of these guys, apparently.
And a couple of the bad skeletons.
Good, I could use their skulls. Let's kill a bad skeleton.
Brave of you to walk right up to it.
I don't care anymore.
Ah! One more than I thought there was.
Yeah, there's a couple. I don't think a skull happened. No. Anyway. Go into here and this should be the end, right? Maybe.
Eventually.
Yeah. Up and down and in and... This is where there used to be a dragon, but we... Oh, hey, there's ladders over there now. Don't get involved with Enderman. Don't need that right now. But is this one like... Yeah, good. If I climb this thing with like this... get up to the top, hang on. And this takes time, but if I just pick a spot anywhere and just go down, is a pretty good pick. I think it's pretty good. What is it? 5. So, do this until I get to the base, and that'll be like half a stack of obsidian, and that's what you make a portal out of. We can make a portal that's big enough to fly a plane through. Certainly a ghast, which is kind of the Minecraft version of a plane, I guess. Let me make my way down. This will be 3 or 4 minutes. If you want to see a trick, hold the left mouse button, F3T, and let go of the mouse. And now I'm not actually touching anything, it's just doing this because the last command I got out of the mouse was that I was holding the button. So, not really a cheat, it's just kind of a neat thing you can do when I'm done. Is that the, that's flush. Well, that was actually more than half a stack, so... Level the whole rest of that thing, we've got a number of stacks of obsidian. And now let's just make a big portal, or we could make more of these because the parts we're missing are the obsidian, really. Getting what you just saw where we got blaze rods and ender eyes are actually right over here. I could fly there, I guess. Right here is a thing. There should be... I hope there's still a little bug in here. They're pretty busy, so it looks like it. Yeah, that guy has a name tag. They chase it, or they try to get to him. They're bad at that. They don't notice they can fall down, so they do, and they fall like 50 meters or something, and end up... Are we cool? Down here into this thing full of... really full of these guys. There's extra. Head home real quick. I'm not going to go through it. Well, I could. I'm not going to. Head home because we're out of time. Oh, I'm also out of room now. Can't stash the obsidian. This should put me on my bed where I slept recently. Yeah. So wherever you are,
I was next to the thingy.
Oh, that's good. What?
The thingy you told me to keep running. I stood there.
Uh,
I know it wasn't necessary, but...
Right. I just got coal out of those guys, by the way.
Oh. Right.
Yeah, somewhat. That's good, and then I can probably... Oh, I can get rockets from here. Every time I make surplus rockets, I just throw them in the system, so they're kind of like stacking up in the junk boxes. Probably about there.
Oh, good to know.
So that's handled. Nighttime in a sec, but whatever. You're where now?
I'm now at the bed.
Okay, because we're out of time. Yeah, we got 30 seconds. Alright, well, that's that. So, is that... Let me check. This is still cooking something. With 6 of these stacked up, which I assume we didn't throw any this way yet. Yeah, when that's full, it'll happen. Yeah, that's how that works. So now we have an actual Ovenator, which we didn't have before. Which I don't think... I think when we made what we do have, I just called it like Ovenator-ish. So this one will actually be Ovenator because now it truly is. It's not as good as, well, I don't like it as much as bamboo. I guess it's better in the sense that it's 80 times as good as bamboo is for cooking, but it's a hassle to have to make it that way, so it's a thing. So you do it, and then we can get all the obsidian we need whenever we do, and we can build out the kelp more if we need more, and we can cook whatever we want, I guess, eventually, once we have them, plus we have lava to work with, so whatever. Alright, we'll get out of here. You can like and subscribe, build an Ovenator. Click the stupid bell for notifications, and we'll see you next time.